Hey there, guys. So today we have another review, and this is a beer from Evil Twin. This is Aún Más a Jesús Brandy Barrel Aged. So Aún Más a Jesús is a imperial stout that's actually brewed in Spain. It's brewed at Cerveza del Montseny and in Barcelona, and it's a similar recipe to Even More Jesus. Aún Más a Jesús is directly translated to Even More Jesus, but the recipe is a little bit different, and then it sits in brandy barrels. The beer comes in at 12%. So let's dig in. Pitch black out of the bottle. Very much looks like Even More Jesus. I'll try to show you guys a little bit. Yeah, that is very, very dark. I sort of see a little bit with light coming through, these bright lights coming through, but very dark beer with a really rich dark brown head on that. Let's get the aroma on this one. Ooh, wow. I really smell the base beer coming through. Again, it smells like Even More Jesus. There's a rich amount of dried raisin, like really intense, concentrated, dry raisins, dry dark fruit. There's a rich kind of like chocolatey note. There's some coffee roast. There's a rich, thick umami kind of note. Think of something like, again, Even More Jesus and 1050 with that kind of meaty thickness to it. That sounded really weird. Did not attempt for that. We're going to go back into the review. Nice and sweet. There's a caramelly kind of richness to it. But again, it smells like a big, rich imperial stout. And again, it has that meaty flavor to it as well that umami I was talking about. I should probably separate those two words more. Cheers. And there is that kind of brandy sweetness. Again, this brandy is made from the byproducts of distilling wine and other crushed fruits and wine kind of products. So an after dinner kind of liquor, spirit. Cheers. That's good to, I went out of my way to get this because I think it's useful to try more beers in different kind of barrels. On the palate, very much a really amazing base stout. Actually, the barrel character is actually very nuanced on this one. It tastes like Even More Jesus, but a little bit more mellow and mild of a beer. If you had to, more recently, just like a really delicious, really well-aged 1050 sort of tastes like this. There's a nice kind of hop quality that sort of, and bitterness that sort of hits on the palate, but then it's surrounded by rich amounts of cocoa, nice chocolate notes. It has a little bit of char to it. There's just a richness of delicious imperial stoutness that is occurring in this one. As you wait more, now I'm getting it. Now I'm getting a little bit of this vinous quality, a little bit like wine barrel aged kind of thing, but also just the sweetness of brandy. There's hints of like spirit and alcohol dancing around, but really you get this delicious kind of milk chocolate cocoa flavor, this full-on roast of just richness of imperial stout. Actually should try to find the base stout because this is so good, and mostly the base stout is showing, and this base stout is delicious. Again, the beers that it reminds me of are 1050, Even More Jesus, maybe some Founders Imperial in there, all my favorites. Mouthfeel is actually, it's a big beer and it's so much flavor, but on the palate, it's like a medium to medium plus. Not too huge on the palate, which is nice. It's not cloying at all. And get that hop quality, that bitterness I was talking about, sort of keeps the beer light on the palate at a 12% imperial stout. But it leaves the beer, the mouth, a little bit more fleeting and wanting for more because it doesn't completely, coat your innards and the inside of your mouth. There is a little bit more of that residual sweetness, more of that kind of caramelly kind of note coming through. That is delicious. And as I wait more, it's sort of a two-layer kind of thing. It has this impressive, delicious, well-balanced 12% imperial stout. That sounds weird, well-balanced, but it drinks fantastic for 12%. And then there's a little bit of a spike of alcohol in the finish, a little bit of sweetness of the brandy. So it is a kind of two-part kind of experience. Really wish maybe the brandy was a little bit more expressive and popped a little bit more, but the base beer is so good. And that brandy does add another cool element to the beer. So it really is fantastic as we're rating. This is good. I'm very much enjoying this. You have to give credit to the base stout. Again, the beer can only be so good with barrel treatment based on how good the beer is, and the beer itself is fantastic, and that's what you mostly taste. I'm going 97 on this one. It's actually a little bit different. I sort of like it, but yeah, let's go something like a 97. This is delicious. Definitely check this one out. This is Evil Twin Aún Más a Jesús Brandy Barrel Aged. I'm a big fan. Until next time, cheers. Later.